Hello. This is Brother West. This is Brother West coming to you once again with another word of encouragement. But that's something that I've been thinking about, something that I've been meditating on, and today I feel led to kind of talk about this one particular thing, and it's a spirit, and it came from this generation here. It came from a song. I heard the song, and the song said that he want a woman with a free spirit and a wild heart. And I thought about that, and a free spirit and a wild heart. Now, my first statement, as a guy, raised a certain way, believe a certain way, feel a certain way, learned a certain way for many, many years. First of all, ain't nothing wrong with having a free spirit to a degree. There's nothing wrong with having a free spirit. Now, you can have a free spirit as long as that free spirit has a destination. If you're just free, just out there, then I got a problem with that. See, because the children of Israel, scripture, when they became free from Egypt, they had a place that they were promised they was going, a land that flowed with milk and honey. And so that's the first thing. And with the wild heart, now, when it comes to being wild, now, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Anything that's wild, usually there's some danger with it. You think like the wildlife. What's in the wildlife? You got lions, tigers, bears. Oh my, snakes, things that can be poisonous, and things that can really harm you. And so, when I think about wild, also I think about untrained. Because those animals are not trained to be around humans, which means that the chances are they're going to attack you or hurt you or harm you. There's something that's not good. And so when I think about wild, I think about it's another example. When I think about wild, I think about something out of control. Like you take like two cats. Now you got a cat that lived, with the parents or was trained a certain way. Then you got a cat on the streets. Now the cat in the home has been trained in some kind of way, which means that you know how the cat is going to act or react to a degree because it's based on the teaching. But then you got the wild cat. You know what this cat gonna do because the cat doesn't live a certain kind of way all its life, and so the cat can do anything. And so when the cat can, when that's the case, when the cat can do almost anything, it makes you more careful. It makes you more cautious. To keep your eye on that cat. You have to train them. Like you take even like those bulls. They get on those bulls to try to break them. Horses, wild horses. Wild horses will hurt you too. So just based on nature, anything that's wild is usually something dangerous. Now let me give you a scripture. The scripture says that, I think it's in 1 Corinthians. It's 1 Corinthians 2:24, something like this. In 1 Corinthians, where it says that the spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophet. So the spirit, his feelings and all that, is subject unto that prophet. So in other words, that prophet can control that spirit, control it. And so, which means that spirit cannot, that prophet cannot have a wild spirit. Scripture says that it's subject to him. Anything that's wild is not controlled and is out of order. That's what it comes down to. Anything that's wild or out of control is out of order. Anything, just think about it. You take a car that's driving wild or out of control, what's going to happen? Danger. You take kids acting wild, venture, what's going to happen? in a boxing match, when a person is angry and they become angry and they start to fight wild, then what happens? Usually the boxer that's not wild, the boxer that's logical, the boxer that's thinking, usually win the fight. And so a wild spirit don't come from God, because God, everything that God does is decent and in order. And if you're dealing with, see the thing about it also, if you get any kind of urge, a kind of controlling urge where it feels like you can't help it, you feel like you just got to have it, or say for example, as a human, if every time as a man, every time I see a woman walk by, and I would want to, sleep with her or something, I feel a certain kind of way, that's a demon. Anytime something makes you become sexually attracted or makes you become horny from a person or from something, that's not normal. That's wild. That's wild. And see, the thing about it, with something that's wild, something that's wild is wild because a wild spirit doesn't understand or doesn't know consequences. Because the truth of the matter is reality is that behind every action there's reaction. And so there's a consequence with everything. So those are some of my words. I can't remember the scriptures, 1 Corinthians, I think 4:19 maybe. But the spirit of a prophet, spirit is subject. That means it's control. Matter of fact, even the scripture says that it's called also temperance, self-control. That's also a fruit of the spirit, something that where you control your spirit. The scripture says that a person who's able to control their spirit is stronger than the mighty. And so it's all about being able to control. But when you become out of control, when something controls you, and see the thing about it also, when you have a free spirit or a wild spirit or a free spirit, you have to be careful, because if you don't have something that you can reference to, then something's gonna try to become your reference. When you're just out there, it's just like a kid without parents. A wild spirit is like a kid without parents. I mean, you don't have no identity. You're not connected to nothing. You're just out there. And that's, that's confusion. Anything that's wild is confusion. So those are some of the words that I wanted to leave to you and leave with you, and something to just think about. That's not of God. Not of God. And you see it, rebuke it. Anything that's trying to control you is not of God. Anything that's controlling you, any kind of spirit, any kind of urge, or anything that's taking your choice away, where it's making you do stuff that you're gonna regret later, that's not God. That's not God. Don't get beat don't punish yourself like that. Have a good day. God bless you.